Welcome to the End of the Week Gaming News, a show that grabs the biggest gaming news, rumors, and leaks of the week. This week we will discuss the winners at the recent DICE Awards, EA has announced their plans for E3, and March's PS Plus lineup was announced, and it's a damn good one. So let's get started. The DICE Awards happened last week in Las Vegas, and Nintendo brought home a heavy bag of awards. In total, Nintendo raked in 10 awards, with Breath of the Wild taking 4 of those, including the big title of Game of the Year, which is much deserved. Breath of the Wild is a crowning achievement for the gaming industry. It redefined open-world games, it's a masterpiece in game design, and developers will be studying the making of this for a long while. So hats off to Nintendo. Some other highlights were Horizon Zero Dawn taking 2 awards for Outstanding Technical Achievement and Story, as well as PUBG winning Action Game of the Year and Multiplayer Game of the Year. But the obvious highlight of the night was this guy, Nate Bildorf, but we know him now as Nintendo Guy because he accepted all of their awards. Again, Nintendo won 10 awards. He even had a speech for each winner, which is pretty amazing. EA announced last week their E3 show schedule. Sort of, I guess. They always do their own separate show called EA Play. It will take place from June 9th to the 11th. In the press release, EA promises the chance to play the next Battlefield experience, as well as get an inside look at Anthem, their new game that is looking to take the new games as service model like Destiny has. And of course, we will probably see their new iterations of FIFA and Madden in some terrible way, probably with some pro athlete nobody in the crowd recognizes. Now, after the whole Battlefield 2 meltdown last year, of course everyone will be hesitant about this showing. But last year they did surprise me with A Way Out, which recently just went gold and will be released in March, so they can still surprise me, but their shows usually don't have many big hitters, at least critically. What has me excited about this show is the new Battlefield game that is debuting. At least I'm pretty sure it's a new game and not just some add-on to Battlefield 1, because they did say the next Battlefield experience, but I'm pretty sure it's a new game entirely. If I had to guess, I think it will be set in World War II based off of the positive reception on Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty World War II, but I hope it's Bad Company 3, but probably not. Now when it comes to Anthem, they have a real doozy on their hands. So EA, known as the most hated and greedy company according to many gamers, is creating a games as service style game. If I were them, I would open the show with an awesome trailer for the game and then come out and speak to the audience with full transparency. Tell us what the game is about and if there is anything we need to worry about. If it was up to me, they shouldn't include any microtransactions or loot boxes in the game at all so they can bring back some of those players they lost last year. It might not make financial sense, at least with that game, but they need to prove that they can make some great games without trying to tug at your wallet. EA has published some fantastic games before, so this shouldn't be an issue. The games lineup for PS Plus was announced for the month of March, and it has to be hands down the best lineup of games ever to come to the service. At least the PS4 games. On PS4 you can get Bloodborne and Ratchet & Clank, 2 games I already own, so eBay here I come. On PS3 you can pick up Legend of K and Mighty No. 9, which is also available on PS4. And finally on Vita you can pick up Claire Extended Cut and Bombing Busters. Sony also announced that starting March 2019, they will only be providing 2 free PS4 games each month and dropping the PS3 and Vita platforms. Well, it had to happen sometime, and I'm surprised they are giving it another year. Hopefully this will lead to better games for PS4 each month and probably even more PSVR games. Both Bloodborne and Ratchet & Clank are some of the best exclusive games on the PS4, and if you have PSN, I highly recommend at least downloading them so you can play them at another time. The ESRB has announced from now on, if a game includes in-game purchases, there will be a label on the front of the box that says in-game purchases. So basically the ESRB has announced that every game that releases from now on will have the label that says in-game purchases. ESRB President Patricia Vance stated, quote, "I'm sure you're all asking why aren't we doing something more specific to loot boxes. We've done a lot of research over the past several weeks and months, particularly among parents. What we've learned is that a large majority of parents don't know what a loot box is. Even those who claim they do don't really understand what a loot box is. So it's very important for us to not harp on loot boxes per se, to make sure that we're capturing loot boxes, but also other in-game transactions. The problem with this is, of course, every game that comes out nowadays has in-game purchases, and they really missed the whole point on why people are upset. For my speculation, most people are fine with buying DLC or maybe cosmetic items if they want to. But when you pay money for something you don't even know what you're going to get, like a loot box, or for stuff that affects gameplay and makes your character better than others, that's what we are pissed about. And the ESRB totally missed the point on this, and this will solve absolutely nothing. But I would believe publishers and developers have heard everyone's cries and will be hesitant from adding loot boxes in their games from now on. That does it for the news this week. At the end of every video from now on, I will have a release of the week. I will try to highlight a big title or just something that catches my eye that is releasing this week. So without further ado, the first release of the week goes to Moss for PSVR, a different take on virtual reality rather than first person. I've played the first couple hours of this game and it's remarkably magical and such a cool experience that everyone with a PSVR unit should play. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe for all my content and make sure to leave your comments on this week's news in the comment section below. I'll see you next time.